fresh off the runway. Bitch, I go crazy the dumb way.
So, I'm back. Okay, so in this video, I wanted to talk about the questions that you probably need to ask. Now, if you're like me, or us, me and my fiance, if you're like us, then spending thousands of dollars on sperm from a sperm bank is a lot of money, one. Two, a lot of money that is not 100% guaranteed that you will get pregnant. You know, just because they say, well, hey, you know, come on down to the sperm bank and it's going to be $800, $900, $1,000 for this sperm. Yeah, you get to choose this, you get to choose that. And some of them, for the lesser prices, they choose themselves. Well, the sperm bank chooses for you for lesser prices, I believe. And then, you know, you're going up to thousands, then you could choose eye color, hair color, skin color, you know, blood type, whatever, you know. And all that money spent, and it's still a negative, or that person still didn't get pregnant, you know. So like I was saying, if you're somebody like me and my fiance, we're trying to search for sperm donors on our own. Now, a lot of people may say, well, why don't you use somebody you know? No, absolutely not. I feel like, now, if you have a cool person that you're cool with, who you know wouldn't mind, you know, giving you a little sperm to get pregnant or whatever, go for it. Cool. Just because I say no does not mean that it's not gonna work for you. You know, but I only say no because people talk a lot, you know, and it may get weird, you know, especially if you're a no contact type person. Like, you have a baby and the sperm donor, you don't want no contact, you don't want a co-parent, you don't want that person to be in your child's life whatsoever. That could get weird. And I only say that for me because I know a couple people who would have been down to do that. But if I come around you almost on a daily basis, or I come around you for certain events, certain holidays and shit like that, and it's like I have to bring my child with me, that's weird. You know, especially if I told you, hey, you're not responsible for this child, no contact, I don't want you to be able to contact my child, I don't want you to be able to, none of that. That's gonna get weird for me. That's gonna get weird for me, and I much rather not go through the red tape of that. But some of the questions that I feel like the first few are really a no-brainer, especially for a lot of people. I feel like up front, when you're trying to find your potential, I feel like you should act right away. You know, hey, if I choose to move forward with you, now you don't have to word it like I'm saying it. I'm getting tongue-tied for some reason. I must have been talking all day. But you don't have to word it how I'm saying it. But, you know, a simple, hey, can you show STD, STI results? They say, yeah. If we choose to move forward, when we meet prior to donation, would you be able to show these results? Right? I say, yeah, okay, cool. Green flag so far. Next question. Have you ever had a swimmer's test done? Are you willing to get a swimmer's test done? Now, normally, if you want a swimmer's test from this potential sperm donor, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to have to pay for it out of pocket yourself. If I ask for it, if we ask for it, then we're probably going to pay for it, because I don't think that's anything. I don't know how it is in different states, but I don't think that that's anything that you can get for free. So, yeah, when you ask that question, be prepared to possibly pay for it. You know, if y'all in the same city or within driving distance to each other, you know, maybe you want to, hey, is it okay if I come to a doctor's appointment with you? Is it okay if we come to a doctor's appointment with you as far as like swimmer's tests and STD, STI results? You know, if that's okay, you know, can we sit down? Can we talk to you and your doctor about problems on your mother's side of the family, on your dad's side of the family? What health problems do you have? That's a really big thing. I know a lot of people say, well, I just want, you know, a potential sperm donor who has no problems. Or they may say, well, I just want a sperm donor who can get me pregnant. I don't have any health issues in my family. Not really. You know, so it wouldn't matter if they had. No, that really matters, because that comes into play with whose sperm you're getting. At this point, you're not laying down with this person. So you can't say, well, why don't you have a baby with? You know, but you can still say that in a sense, because it's like, you need to know what type of health problems that this person family carries. That play a huge part in whether y'all are going to move forward. You know, another thing, you may find one who fits the criteria that you're looking for to the T. Tall, handsome, blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, whatever eyes, certain type of hair, skin color, same height, whatever, weight, whatever. You may find that and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna reach out and see. You know, y'all find out that, okay, well, I stay 2 hours from him, I stay 3 hours from him. You may drive and you may be like, okay, well, hey, I'm within driving distance to you, so I'll come to you. But if you're in a situation to where they stay a couple hours from you, or whatever the case may be, and you want them to come to you, then you're going to have to pay for their gas, their stay at a hotel. That cost falls on you. Now, you have to be really tricky with that, because a lot of people, a lot of donors who claim they're real donors will stand you up, scam you out of your money. So you have to really be careful with that. And I'm going to talk about the shipping of the sperm next. But you have to be really careful with that. How we did it with the last one that came down, which is the second donor, how we did it with him was, he came down, he stayed maybe 2 hours away from us, and he came down. Now, we told him, hey, we're going to pay for your gas. Now, he stayed within driving distance to come here and then go back home. So we told him, hey, you know, we'll pay for your gas here and we'll pay for your gas back home. We'll send it once you get here and you do what you need to do. We'll give it to you once you're here and once you're done. Because I've read so many people in certain groups that I'm in that they sent money to a potential sperm donor who was supposed to be coming down to them. And they wanted to pay for their gas and go ahead and pay them up front so that person would know that they're legit. But it's like, you're trying to verify yourself, but this person really hasn't done anything to verify themselves. You know, and then if they throw up things like, how I know you real, that's a red flag. You need to run. You need to block that person and move on, because they're going to want some type of proof, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to want some money to show, oh, well, they're real. Don't do that. unless you absolutely know you can trust this person. And another thing, when you find a potential sperm donor that you think, okay, well, hey, he's going to meet every criteria that I have, we have, whoever. You need to, I lost my train of thought. I'm not gonna lie. You need to talk to them. Now, I'm not saying you have to call this person and talk on the phone to this person every single day. When you're trying to find a potential sperm donor, it's like you're dating this person in a sense. Now, you have to be like, okay, well, hi, my name is Mary James. I live here. I'm this age. You know, I work at this place. I drive this kind of car. I'm not saying that. You can use a fake name if you want to, especially if you're the type of person who don't want any contact, like myself. That's okay. You can use a fake name. But what I mean when I say it's like dating this person because you're trying to get to know this person. You're trying to get to know this person. I know I said this twice. You're trying to get to know this person. And I'm not telling you to ask this person, oh, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite music? I'm saying, like, how is your work ethic? Do certain mental illnesses run in your family? You know, how are you when you get upset? How is your family on both sides? How do they act when they get upset? How do they act when they are angry? You know? And I know you may say, well, that's pretty crazy because if this person act like this, then you can have a child, that child acts nothing like that. Yes, that's a 50% chance that child cannot act like that. And it's a 50% chance that that child can come out acting just like this man. And you're trying to figure out why the hell something is off the chain with your child. It's because you didn't take the time to ask the right questions. That's why I say, take your time and don't rush the process. And don't get discouraged. Now I'm gonna speak about the shipping of the sperm. Now, you may, before I speak on shipping, it's gonna kind of run it into two. But you may find a sperm donor who stays out of town and excuse me, who actually do not want to travel to you, or you don't want to travel to because y'all may stay too far from each other. And they say, well, hey, I offer shipping, but I also offer, you have to pay for my sperm. Selling sperm is illegal. I'm gonna say that again. Selling sperm is illegal. The only people who can sell sperm is those sperm banks. If a person is caught selling sperm, I don't know if it's a fine that they have to pay or they can be put in jail. It's illegal. So don't let nobody tell you, hey, you're gonna have to pay for my sperm. Don't let nobody tell you that. It's free. Now, I will tell you about the time I didn't run into him, but in one of the groups, it was this beautiful man. I mean, beautiful man. Like, I mean, tall, nice hair, pretty eyes, beautiful smile. The skin color was all of the above. Now, this man knows that he is beautiful. So he stayed maybe 3 hours away. So me and my fiance didn't mind because we sometimes vacation about an hour or two away from where he stays. So we didn't mind. So I hit him up, hey, first of all, you're beautiful, man. Just had to let you know that, but I'm pretty sure you already know. If we chose to move forward with you, what do you require if we're traveling to you? How many donations do you give? So he was like, okay. So he sent me this long ass list. And on the list, he was saying that he charged $250, $300 per sperm, right? So I'm thinking the sperm is like, a lot of people don't be a lot of sperm. But he said that. So my fiance, she's the type of person, she was like, okay, well, cost is no problem to me. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm not going to tell nobody, well, hey, don't charge for your sperm, but it's illegal. So I'm going to let you know it's illegal. But I didn't tell him it was illegal because he's in a group that they've said it's illegal, but you still try to sell it. And like I told him, I said, so is that price until we get the positive, or is that just per donation? He said per donation. So if I give you $250, $300 for one donation, it does not work. That's $250, $300 going down the drain. I was not finna do that. I was not finna allow my fiance to throw away money like that. I was not finna do that. And I know people may say, well, you never know. It could have been, but when you're doing something like this, now some people, it may hit right then and there. They get pregnant with one donation. Yes, for a lot of people like myself who has been trying for a year now, it's better to do cycles. Yeah, so when I say cycles, I mean, if you go out of town to meet this person, or this person comes to you, you're paying for their gas and their hotel and shit like that. The whole while they're there, they need to be giving you a donation. If you say, well, hey, I'm going to pay for you to stay at your hotel for 3 days, how many donations are you comfortable with giving me within a 3-day span? I'm not going to tell you and be like, oh, well, this man needs to give you 6 donations. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that whatsoever. But I know for a fact you need to get at least 3. Sometimes it takes them, a few hours, a day, a few minutes to build back up. I get that. But it needs to be at least 3. And I'm going to be so boldly to say 4. Now, when they first get the, settle in, I can pick it up. You can come to my house. Whatever. If I trust you, you can come to my house. But if not, I'm going to come to the room and we're going to inseminate either in their room or come back home. Simple. But they need to give at least 3 to 4 samples before leaving, because in all reality, basically, you just paid for some sperm. Hate to see it like that, but you did. Now, the shipping situation, people will tell you, well, hey, I ship. Okay, well, how much for the shipping? I think it's a vial, the shipping vial. Some people may say, well, it's going to be $200, $300, right? On top of shipping. So it's like, you can purchase a vial yourself, either from Amazon or, I don't even want to lie and say Amazon. I'm not sure if it's on Amazon or not. But it does not hurt to look. But the sperm banks, they do have some that I think you can buy, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm gonna just put Amazon out there anyway because they have a lot of shit and y'all know that. But they may say, well, it's gonna be this amount and then this to ship. And then you pay your money and you get nothing. Me personally, if I have not talked to you, video chatted you, felt you out, got to the point to where I can trust you enough to send you this amount of money, then I'm not gonna send you nothing. I just won't have that sperm from you. Shipping, half of the time, they're scamming. We went down about 4 hours away from our house. And our donor, first donor, he ended up having to cancel that night because something came up. Okay, so my fiance had been talking to this other donor for a while. You know, we never just thought to use him because he was a little bit further. But he just so happened to say that he was maybe an hour from where we were. So my fiance was like, okay, you know, you come down, then, hey, we'll pay for your gas. No. He wanted us to send him the money before he got down here. And I'm like, okay, no, if you're already out of town, then you probably already have the money. I know I shouldn't have assumed that, but something just didn't seem right. And that's one of the first things that I should have said. Follow your gut. Follow your gut. If you are messaging someone and they seem off, or you feel off while talking to this person about being a potential, follow that gut. Block them. Yeah, my lips are dry. Block them immediately. But you have to be very careful when a person wants you to do the shipping method. It was so many testimonies in one of the groups that I was in. The lady said she spent over $1,000 with this one donor. She said, her words, he was fine as hell. He met every requirement she had. STD, STI, clean, no health issues on either side of his family, no health issues within himself. Everything that she wanted and needed in a donor, she said it was him. So when it came down to him shipping, he was shipping shit. But what he was shipping was not sperm. So you have to be really careful when you're doing the shipping game. Thank God, whatever the man was sending, it didn't harm her physically. Thank you, God, for that. But what if it had? You have to be really careful with that. This journey is not for the faint heart. I'll just say that. I've recently learned speaking affirmations to yourself, to your body. People say, well, you know, that's a manifestation. I get it. But if you're, you know, praying or manifesting, whatever you choose to call it, you know, I mean, no disrespect, whatever you choose to call, whatever you want to call it. But speaking those affirmations to yourself helps a lot. Getting the process done is a lot. And you have to go into the situation being very positive. Yes, that's anything. You have to go into any situation being positive. Yes, of course. But what I mean by that is you also have to be able to have that mindset as well. If it's something that you really, 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 want, you have to have that mindset that, hey, it's a 50% chance that it's going to happen, and it's a 50% chance that it's not. If you go into the situation expecting nothing, and that's kind of contradicting myself, but it's making sense to me. So it should make sense to you as well. You have to expect nothing so you won't be let down in the process, is what I'm saying. Another thing, when you got your samples, you know what? I'm gonna speak about that in the next video. But I'm gonna speak about that and the mental health behind trying to conceive. But you have to expect nothing. Be positive that it's going to happen, but expect nothing so you won't take yourself through depression. Simple. So I'm going to go and make another video. So